Hey, Joe from Coding here, and I just got Factorio working with Grafana, which is a dashboarding tool um, for lots of stuff. For seeing all sorts of cool metrics and graphs, and it turns out that you can hook up Factorio to it because of some great open source work. So, what you want to do is you want to search for Graftorio 2, assuming you already have Factorio and you want to do this. And Graftorio 1 has basically been abandoned. This person forked it and got it updated, and they've got some really nice instructions for how to get started. You do have to create your own dashboards. It doesn't come with really much built in, and so you're not going to get anything that looks like this without spending some time here. And I just don't really know how to do this in Grafana, but I can show you how to get started. That's what we're going to do here. So as far as installation instructions, you do have to download the latest code, which we'll do. You have to get Docker set up, and then we're gonna verify our file path depending on our operating system, which in this case is Windows. We're gonna run Docker Compose up, and then that's it. Oh, one last thing, we do have to install the Graftorio 2 mod, which is what is responsible for taking your metrics from the game and publishing them to a file that Prometheus can then import, and that's it. That's actually super easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that download. And I probably already have it downloaded. Let me go ahead and start up Factorio. What's up, Phantom? How's it going? You ever play Factorio? I think I'm going to create a new game. I think it might be a little bit easier to see what's going on in the game. Oh, I love it. It's a game all about automation. And it turns out some people have figured out how to export the graphs. Oh, I've beaten this game many times. So let's see here. And starting a new game is probably not a great way to see what the metrics look like. But I figured it would be easier to see things start from zero. It's like I loaded up one of my other games, and it was just a lot to look at. Oh, is Space Game one of those? Oh, I forget the guy's name. Zachtronics, one of the Zachtronics games. Find my resources, and we'll start mining some copper. Not copper, coal. Coal's better. Yeah, this game is great. It's kind of scratches like that kind of SimCity itch. So what I'm gonna do here is basically just start mining some coal. And this game's all about automation, so basically I'll put some coal in the miner, which will mine more coal. We'll start by building a little box here. So the coal now goes in the box. I can take the coal out of the box and put it back into the miner. So it'll keep getting coal in it. Lucky for us, one piece of coal will turn into mini coal on the output. So you only need to bootstrap for a little while. I'll go ahead and build a couple arms here. And arms are what you can do to basically... this isn't going to work very well. Just trying to figure out how to make it feed itself, but in order to do that, I'm going to have to go get iron, which is a little bit longer than what I would spend for just kind of demoing the graphs. So instead, what we'll do is just make another box here, and we'll cheese it. So anything I get put in this box will end up being put into the miner. So it's a little bit easier than me kind of putting it in by hand, and then eventually you can hook up like belts and stuff, so basically this thing will feed itself and then just kind of build up the whole factory. So, whoa, sure. I did forget to install the mods that we need. Let's go do that. There's only 161 downloads. I'm probably like 4 of them. It does have an optional dependency on YARM, which is just a resource manager. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it actually helps anything. But I'll install it. I don't care about its optional dependencies. It looked like they were for other mods I don't use. Alright, so now we should have a file being generated. And we can see the location somewhere here in the instructions. Alright, so if we copy this in here. And we open up a Docker Compose file. This is the thing that reads the file from the mod, stashes it into Prometheus for a database. And then we've got Grafana, which is the UI. The only trick here is I'm on Windows, so I'm going to comment that line out and bring this one in. And here's the file it's trying to read from. It's trying to map basically this directory into the text files directory. Oop, that's the wrong kind of browser. Alright, so if we open this file up in code, then we can see this is the kind of stuff that I'm making in my map. So I've made a couple of chests. I've got a couple burner inserters. I've made 44 coal so far. If we watch long enough, this number will probably go up. Unless my coal miner has stalled out, which is also very likely. So let's go check on that. Oh, it's still going. So we come over here. Okay, now the coal is updated to reflect 53. So it's not super fast, but it's doing all right. So now we just got to bring things up. Uh-oh. Looks like I already have some stuff running. Looks like this was from a prior run of it. Go ahead and stop that. Just remove everything. Took me a couple runs to get the installation working-ish. Once you know what to do, it's super easy. It's just that first time, it's just kind of awkward. Alright, so now if we go to localhost 3000, we've got Grafana. And it doesn't come with anything really, so we have to create a dashboard. And our metrics are selectable. So here's the things that we're bringing in. That legend is a little ugly, but we can grab a parameter out of it. So these are the things that I've built so far. Change this to last 5 minutes. There we go. So if I go build a couple more wooden chests, we should see that number increase. So let's go give that a shot. We need to cut down a couple trees first. Alright, I've built several. And I don't know how long it takes to refresh here. But we'll come back and keep an eye on that. At least we'll see a change in the graph eventually. So add another one. I really want to see what kind of stuff we're bringing in. Let's see, production input. Okay, this lets us see the coal. So that's really what I care about more. So our coal production is on the rise. That's good. We're up to 82 produced. So let's go grab some of that coal. Oh, and look, we actually did run out of coal. So pop that in there. I'll go steal some, and we'll go start mining a little bit of iron, and we can use that to build more miners, and we'll get this thing automated. It actually takes you quite a while to get to where things are like truly automated, where you don't have to run around and put coal in devices, but we won't go that far here. Just want to kind of see the graphs look interesting. And we can take a look at a bigger game and see what those look like. Need more iron. And the thing about iron is that iron ore is not that useful, but if you smelt it into iron plates, then you can build more stuff with it. And you can't really smelt things by hand. You need a furnace, so we'll have to build one of those too. Oh, it turns out I already have a furnace from the ship. But make some iron for us. And really, the reason I want iron right now is just so I can build more miners, so we can have the chart look cooler. All right. Apparently, a component of the miner is a stone furnace, which requires stone. Grab some of that by hand. All right, so now we have an iron miner. So I'll do some grunt work here and run back. Make sure our coal's going good. And in a minute here, we'll be able to create a few more of these. Alright, so that's doing good. I can already feel myself playing Factorio all day. Sounds like a good day. Alright, our iron production is going well. Go ahead and put a little arm in here. Put a little coal in there for the arm. And we'll have the arm fill a stone furnace. Alright, there we go. Now things are still pretty slow. The arm is good about stopping once things are kind of filled up. So we'll see, this thing will keep putting coal and keep putting iron here as long as it's got both in the box. Let's make sure it's got plenty of coal and plenty of iron. All right. At this point, I can almost build another miner. Just need to get some more stone. doing okay though. So I'm still mining stone by hand, but you can kind of imagine I could build a miner for stone too. I love this part of the game. It gets much more complicated eventually. But if you just take your time with it, enjoy the ride, I think it's really good. Alright, so now we've got 2 iron miners. So now our bottleneck is our furnace, but rather than going down that rabbit hole, we should be able to come over here and see this updating. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Just the last 15 minutes. So you can see the amount of coal that we've produced so far in the game has gone way up. We've made 166. Iron is starting to catch up. Now made 55 of it. And yeah, we can see the number of items that we've built have increased. So this is really cool to have from the beginning. Now if we jump into a game later, then it's not as easy to see things just coming up because the numbers are so big that the numbers don't really change much. So from here though, you can see how you can calculate like rates of production and whatnot. And if you just jump in at the end though, it's pretty tough. But it does look pretty cool. So let me go ahead and we'll exit this game and load up a game where I finished the game, disabled some mods, and I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what it does with the file. I've noticed that there's only one file for all of Factorio, so if you load a different map, I assume it's going to, I don't know, just replace it. We'll find out. Still have the file open. Yeah, you can see it's gotten much bigger now. It's even added new kinds of metrics. There we go. So yeah, my built. So over here, the thing I've built the most is fast transport belts. I've built 22,000 of them. Have you ever played that paperclip game? That reminds me of it a little bit. And one of the new metrics, at least I know about, is biters. It's like the aliens in the game. So you can actually see how many items, how many biters you've fought, and also what items the biters have destroyed of yours. It's really not that much of a violent game. Like, you have to defend yourself, but it's not really like an action game. Let me change this to a bar chart. So there's the biters that I've fought, that I've killed actually. Make this thing a little bigger. For some reason, it's also got trees listed here. So that's the number of trees I've killed. That's kind of funny. Maybe the game classifies them that way. Yeah, so not really sure what all this stuff means, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And we can see the numbers are coming up, but they just don't change that much because the numbers are so high. You know, what's the difference between 21.85 thousand and 21.851 thousand? It's kind of hard to see on a graph. File keeps getting updated. And yeah, so if we look back at the wiki, it had like a really nice example of the kind of dashboards you can set up. So obviously I'm not going to go that nuts and do all that, but I think it's neat. I think next Factorio run, I will set this up and just kind of build the graphs as I go along in the game. It takes me like, I don't know, 20 to 30 hours to finish a run. And so Maybe I'll get some cool pictures out of it next time. And overall, found it really easy to set up, so that was cool. Well, I think that's it for me, though. I'm gonna get out of here, get some breakfast. Thanks for hanging out. I'm probably gonna stream same time tomorrow. If Sarah wakes up, basically, and I don't know what it's gonna be about. Maybe I'll just be playing Factorio. Who knows? I'll catch you later.